Good morning, guys. Welcome to day 5 on our week 5 morning message. We have been working on our research question number 4 all week, comparing and contrasting our job in different regions or areas. So today we are going to be working on revising and editing and doing stuff like that to our final draft. You worked on your draft of your opinion piece yesterday, so we are going to go back through that today and make sure that it is complete. So researchers, let's go ahead and start our morning message off. Researchers, today you will, and I told you that there was another way we could write the word you will. We could say you'll, which is a contraction. You'll, and those are some 2G skills. You'll revise, edit, illustrate, and present. Your opinion piece. Period. As part of revising, and see, it ended with that E, so I'm going to drop that E and add that ing, revising. You are. So the word you are, let's talk about that first. There's a contraction I can make for that. Also, instead of writing you are, I can write your. Now, this can be a little tricky because sometimes we confuse this one with this one. Your, as in something that is belonging to you, whereas this contraction means you are. So you are going to focus, going to focus on adding linking words because it helps the reader to follow. It helps the reader to follow your thinking. All right, so we've talked a lot about using our linking language. And just as a reminder, we do have that posted. I will have that posted on our Google Classroom. But let's see if we can find any linking language within our morning message just to kind of help us identify those. So the first thing I want to look at is I can do today as a linking language because it's telling me when, so it's sequencing time for me, right? The word and is a linking language. That means to add or in addition. So not only are you going to be revising, editing, and illustrating, in addition to that, you're also going to be presenting. So that is another linking language. Let's see if I can see another one. Because is another word that is an explaining word that we can use for linking language. It means to help explain why we're adding the linking language. So we're adding the linking language because it helps the reader to follow your thinking. So I have some linking language in my writing. So when you get done with your writing, you're going to want to go back through and make sure that you have some linking language also, because that's one of the points on our rubric, right? Something else that you're going to want to do when you're revising and editing is you're going to be making sure that you have capital letters where you need capital letters and periods where you need periods and different punctuation marks. So we're going to go through first and we're going to find and see if we have our capital letters where they should be. So I started off my greeting. I have my capital letter. And then I'm starting my sentence. So the capital T in today is capitalized. And then there's that period. So now I know that my next word should start with a capital letter. That is correct. I'm going to look for my next punctuation, so I don't have to worry about another capitalization right there. Now let's go back through and make sure that we have periods in our writing, because sometimes we forget to add those things. We get so busy explaining ourselves that we forget that we need to have some punctuation marks in there to help. Right? So periods are important, right? I used that to help me also identify where my capital letter is, but periods mean the end of a thought, right? So you want to make sure that when you add a period that it's the end of the thought that you were having. And then another important punctuation mark that we have in here is we have some commas, right? So commas are sometimes used for you. They mean to just pause for a minute, but we also use commas when we are making a list or we are naming more than one thing. So you're going to revise, comma, edit, comma, illustrate, comma, and present. So that is another time when we would use those commas is when we are making a list, writing a list within our sentence. There's another comma. Now, I don't circle these because these are not necessarily commas. They kind of look like commas, but they're in the air. Those are called apostrophes. So we're not going to circle those, right? All right, so I went through, I have periods where I need to have periods. I have capital letters to start off all my sentence. I found some linking language that I needed to make sure that I would go back and look in my writing. So that's what you're going to want to do today on your writing is kind of what I just did right here on our morning message. You're going to go back. You can change things, maybe add stuff if you need to. Make sure that you have all the linking language and punctuation that you can have in your writing today. I can't wait to read them.